Again, if you need help with your corrections, I'm going to go through the ones that you're going to see on the reassessment so you know what to make sure you focus on so you can get it right when you retest. So on the reassessment will be number 2. And where you can get partial credit and make sure you get it right next time is after most people were circling the means and extremes, the two that you're going to multiply, but show it using parentheses. So basically I'm doing s times 6, so that would be s parentheses 6 equals 4 times the 20 minus s, 4 parentheses 20 minus s. Okay, this is how you get your partial credit, because, well, most of you can jump a step because you know s times 6 is just 6s. But you need to do these parentheses when you have two terms, a minus or subtraction between a number and a variable, so you can do the distributive property. So this becomes 80 minus 4s. And now you're going to solve for s, so that means we got to get this s by itself. We're going to add 4s to both sides, because this in minus, we got to do the opposite. We get 10s equals 80, and then we're dividing by 10. So that is one on your reassessment. S is 8. Okay? Don't make me look like an S, sorry. So the other problem the next problem that's gonna be on your reassessment will be number 4. And that is up here. And your hints, you need to show this so you can get credit. So things to help you on problem number 4, to find the missing angle when you're giving two angles. A triangle equals 180. So over here, just add your two angles, add angle D, which is the 53, and angle C, which is 60, and that gives me 113, and then subtract it from 180. And when you subtract it from 180, that gives you angle E. If you want to do it on your calculator, but also put it on the picture. So there's your 67, and we're trying to determine if two triangles are similar. There's 3 ways to do that. You can use angle. That means we just need to show two angles similar. Well, I had the 60 and this 60. That's one angle. So basically I have angle C is congruent to angle F. So that's one angle. And this is what you could write on your test. And now that I found angle E, I now know angle E is congruent. Angle E is congruent to angle H. That's the other angle. So now I can use angle similarity. So the answer here was C, yes. Okay, so you're going to see that again. And then you can also see 5 again. Oops, fix this. On 5, don't assume. Like, don't just add markings. Only do it because there's a given information. So they want us to choose which triangles can be concluded to be similar using angle. That means we need two angles. Okay, need to see or prove, oops, sorry, two angles congruent. All right, so on this picture, nothing, number 1, there are no angles marked, so I cannot use angle. You have to have some markings, some degrees, something inside each picture to use that. Now, when you get to number 2, you do have a marking. That is these arrows to show parallel. So a known fact, something you can prove that two angles are congruent. Because if I see the arrows, then the angles on the same side, like both on the left, B and A, and D and E, are going to be congruent because they are what we call corresponding angles. And corresponding angles are congruent when you have parallel lines on the same side. So now I see 2 here. There's 2 angles here. On picture 3, the only thing that you can mark are your vertical angles. Sorry. So that's here. This is only one angle. You need 2. So this is your answer. It was 2 only. Okay? So that is on your reassessment. So let's make sure you understand how to do that. And then the other problem will be number 8. Now, we're doing a good job of seeing the sides. Make sure you look at the whole. So if I'm looking at this triangle, you're comparing triangles every time. Think proportions throughout the retest. Proportions, proportions. If I'm comparing triangle OJK, it has the side 33 and the side 21. Okay? I want to compare it to the whole triangle. That is this triangle here. So I need this whole side. Okay, triangle ONM. That means I need this side. So you're going to have to add the numbers together. This would be 28, and this would be 44. So now I can do my proportion. Because the blue on the top side, the 33 corresponds with the 44. And then the 21 corresponds with the 28. And I can reduce it, put it in your calculator, it'll do it for you, to 3/4. And if they're the same ratio, if they're equal to each other, they're proportional. So we have two sides that are proportional, okay? Now, the thing to help you with this, because in order to prove similarity, you're going to use angle, angle. We're going to use side, side, side. That means three sides. We only have two. This doesn't work. We don't have two angles. Or we can do side, angle, side, similarity. And that means we need an angle in between them. This angle O is shared. It's shared with both triangles. So now I can use side angle side similarity, which was the A. Now the one thing you have to keep to also pay attention to is your order. Order matters. If I say OMN, that means I go to O to M to N, okay? I have to follow that same order. And I check, and it does. It goes O to J to K. So it did the same thing. The other one did not, okay? And the other problem would be number 9. Think proportion, think proportion. Also think conversion, think conversion. It said up here, don't forget to convert your feet to inches. There are 12 inches and 1 foot. So if I have 5 feet and 10 inches, I have to do 5 times 12 first to give me 60 inches plus the 10 inches that's there. This is 70 inches. If I have 40 feet, I have to multiply that as well by 12 to figure out our inches, which was, I think, 2520. 480, excuse me. And then that's 40. And then they want us, what is the height of the tower? The height of the tower is here. This vertical side matches up with this side. That is the height of the person. That person was 5 feet 3 inches. So now we're going to change that to inches. Well, we already know 5 feet was 60, so this is 63 inches. So now we are going to now set up the proportion. We know the vertical side, the 63, goes with this x over here. So 63 corresponds to the x, and that is equal to, I'm on the same, if I do this first, if I go to this triangle and this triangle second, I got the that same pattern. So this will come first, the 70 inches compared to the 480 inches. And then we're going to just cross multiply. Cross multiply and divide. So we got 70x equals 2520. Divide by 70. Divide by 70. And we get 36. Okay? We get 36. Now the next one, hold on. Alright, I apologize guys, I cross multiply wrong. This part here, I jumped the gun on myself, was the 30,240. Now we divide that by 70. And we get 432. 2 inches, and then we divide that by 12, because 12 inches in a foot, and that's how we get 36. So I jumped again, I'm sorry, 36 feet. Don't forget to convert, okay? And then our last type of problem on the retest is on the last page on number 16. Now, most of you did well on number 15 because you saw heartbeat, and this is going to be heartbeat too. It's just on the side. So, like, just I want you to understand, if I had this triangle, let me extend this page just a little bit, sorry. If I had this triangle here, and you like it for the long side to be on the bottom, here's my triangle. So if I had that triangle and I just rotate it, you still can have heartbeat. Let me just move this over. So let me move it. There we go. So here's what y'all like, okay? If it's like, because so many of y'all did well on 15, we should have did well on 16 as well. So I'm just gonna put those numbers, the labeling. So we have an A here. We had, well, the B is now over here. If I rotate it over, this is 16 and 4, and you still got heartbeat. So I can do heartbeat like this. As long as you know this is the altitude, you do heartbeat with altitude. So you go up and down. So that would be basically 16 to A equals A to 4. Or if I want to redraw it, let's say I start from the left and go to the right, this heartbeat would be 4. I'm going to 4, then up to A, then back down A, so that's A, to 16. And we're just cross multiplying. Now we might have messed up a little bit on the second one with the simplifying, but here we go. When we cross multiply, we get A squared equals 64, and then when we take the square root, that's the perfect square. So A is 8, okay? Now for B, B is a leg. It's on the outside. When it's in the inside, we do the heartbeat. Our heartbeat's inside our chest, okay? B is on the outside. That's our leg. So when we have a leg, we do boomerang. So you start and do the whole side. You add those together, that's 20. Go to your leg, come back to your leg, and then stop at the short piece. Sometimes those boomerangs don't always come back to you exactly. So that means we do 20 to the B, back to B, stop at the 4. So we have B squared equals our 80, and we had to simplify this. Now, some of you did it in the calculator, and that was fine, but I was hoping that you see I can get 80 doing 16 times 5. You want to find a perfect square. Those are like our if you look at the first set of perfect squares, 2 squared is 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. You want to try to use these numbers to see if you can break it down. So 16 is the perfect square. That comes out side the radical, so that becomes 4 square root of 5. So that takes care of the problems that you had to correct for your reassessment. If you need to have a better understanding with that, make sure you get them done, and use your notes. Use these things that we're writing down to help you on your reassessment. Thanks.